G'day guys, HJ Bricks here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I know I certainly am, and I am super pumped because I'm about to share with you my very first custom Lego set. I have finished making my model. I did tease it in the last video. It is finally ready, and so I'm about to share it with you guys. But just before I get into this model, I just wanted to do a really quick shout out to one of my good mates, Jamie. Thank you so much to Jamie. He is going to start doing the thumbnails for my videos, so I have gotten some feedback, and I know that I wasn't the greatest at them. They weren't very eye-catching, but hopefully we are getting some new thumbnails now. They should be eye-catching, they should be, super jumping out at you, so hopefully we will be able to grow the HJ Bricks community. But his YouTube channel is Jinga Ninga. I will put a link to that in the description. Make sure you go check him out. While you're there, please don't forget to subscribe to me. That would be fantastic. Like this video, all that jazz. But without further ado, let's get into this model. Here is my very first custom little Lego set. This is a Lego Star Wars X-Wing. Of course, this is modeled off the X-Wing that we see in The Force Awakens, so Poe Dameron's X-Wing. It's where it gets this orange and black color scheme from. So in the actual movie, or in the actual Poe Dameron's X-Wing, the orange and black is switched around, but I just had more orange pieces than I did black in my collection, so that's where I went for this color scheme. But I think it looks really nice. I think it looks pretty menacing, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Now guys, I'm just going to bring the X-Wing a bit closer, and so I'm going to give you a quick overview of it, so that if you wanted to build one of your own X-Wings for your own collection, you would know what sort of pieces and what sort of build you would be looking for. So as we can see at the start here, this front nose section I just built out of some long orange panel pieces I had, so that saved me a lot of work, and I was really easily able to get the shape of that in there. So that is something I might look at changing in the future, but I was really happy to do that just for kind of the first variations of this little model. Now, if we're going back here, I was super grateful to my brother because this cockpit piece here, he had that in his collection from one of his Lego Ninjago sets, so I was super fortunate with that. I'm not really sure what you could do instead of that. Maybe you could just have an open cockpit or something like that, but this is a really vital part of any X-Wing set. So definitely you need some sort of cockpit piece if you were wanting to build one yourself. But as you can see, if I open this up here, we can see I have a lovely leather interior seat there, and we can see I've got a little control panel. I believe one of those is from a Lego Ninjago set, and the other is from a City Coast Guard set. So I'm pretty happy with the little interior I've got going there. Now, if we come to the front here and we look at the X-Wing kind of in an attack position mode, we can of course see that I have the classic 4 wings of the X-Wing, and unfortunately, because this is only a smaller mock and I didn't have the correct technical pieces, unfortunately these wings can't all move in at the same time with elastic bands or anything like that we see in the real Lego models. But what I have made this X-Wing can be able to do, because these are on these Technic beams, these can kind of just fold in like that, and on the other side we can see the same thing, and so that's kind of your resting position. So that is definitely something I would want to improve on in the future, but I think I'll always be displaying my X-Wing in this sort of format anyway, and so it doesn't really bother me. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. And I do think some of the dimensions are a little bit off, but as I said, this is only a first sort of variation. That is something I would be happy to change in the future. Now, one of my favourite things about the X-Wing is something that you might miss when you're first looking at it, and that is these little panels that I've just got along there. So you might be thinking, what's special about those? They just look like normal Lego blocks. But when you look at this, you can see that those are actually angled in slightly. And so I have gone on the bottom here, and I've put in some little hinge plates there, and a hinge plate there. I'm not sure if you can see that very well in the light, but with those hinge plates, that has enabled me to really get that arrow sort of shape pointing in to the nose of the model. So that was a little design feature that I was very impressed with myself when I managed to fit that in. We can see there is going to be a little bit of a gap there. You can see my finger underneath, but nevertheless, I think it works very well. If you keep moving the model around, you can see towards the back here, it is a bit blockier, but I do have a little compartment there just in the middle right there where you can fit your little droid or whoever you want to have basically commanding the X-Wing. I will show the characters that I have built for this set in a second. Moving around the back, again, all this is a little bit blocky, kind of some bits pushing down, and there is a little bit of a gap in there, but I honestly don't think it's too much of a problem, especially if you have the X-Wing kind of displayed like that. I think you can easily look past it. But on the back here, I have a little bit of a cage, and you can see in there I have a caution sticker. I believe that was from a cement truck mixer set, and I also do have some little cogs, gears, and wires in there. So I think that's really nice just for a bit of engine detail. Now guys, turning the set around here, we can see the detail I have put into these engine thrusters. So if I put it on a bit of an angle, you can see that each of these is made up of 2 car tires just from the Lego City sets. So I'm sure you probably have plenty of those sitting around in your collection. So I was very happy that I was able to manage to mold them in there. Those are just connected with a single Technic pin, and we can see this is built on another Technic bar there. So that just slots in absolutely no problem, and we've got 4 of those with the little purple light, or in this case the purple flower on the end there, which just adds some nice propulsion sort of detail. Other than that, we just have a cog, a couple of bar pieces, and some more cylinders just to get that real engine feel on the back of the X-Wing. Now, because this is an X-Wing, I obviously wanted it to be able to land, and so I have kind of made a little bit of a landing gear for this set. It's not exactly the best landing gear, it definitely needs some improvement. It's not like it can, go up inside the ship or anything like that, but on the bottom here you can see I do just have 2 sled sort of pieces, and these are on a hinge, so they can just kind of tuck up in like that when it's flying, and then come out when it's ready to land. So definitely not the best, is definitely a lot of room for improvement there, but I think it works well for what it is. Then on the front here, I have another little leg. This one has another sort of different Technic hinge, but so when this one folds up, it just goes like that, and then folds up against the underside of the X-Wing. So I think when it's flying along, it's able to store it quite nicely, and then when you do need to land, it's just pretty simple, pops out like that, and as so on the ground. Now guys, I have just popped the minifigures in this set, and you can see they do fit very nicely, unlike the X-Wing we saw at the end of last year, where the R2-D2's head is sticking about a stud too high up out of the X-Wing, so I'm very happy with how that looks there. Now guys, I've built quite a few LEGO Star Wars ships, and one thing that always gets me is how to display them. So of course I did show you the little, feet sort of thing, so that it's got the landing gear, but I want a proper way to be able to display my X-Wing so it's kind of sitting up off the desk and it actually looks cool, like it's in some sort of battle format. And so, as a result, I have built this custom little stand. Now, you might be thinking this doesn't look like much at all, it's just a couple of Technic beams, and you would be exactly right. Basically what I'm hoping to do is just place the X-Wing flat on that stand like that, and then have it kind of angled up. So I'm going to place this on the stand, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. So here we go guys, as you can see I have really simply just attached those Lego beams onto the bottom of the X-Wing, and so now I have the little stand. And as you can see, if I place the X-Wing down and if I actually fold this landing gear up, the X-Wing is ready for battle. I'm super happy with how this stand has turned out. I think this is a fantastic way to display your LEGO Star Wars sets. It looks super menacing. It's easy to now move the X-Wing around, and it really looks like it's ready for battle. And another thing about this stand is the way I built it. It's actually got 2 pins that are able to move when you want to move the set without, causing any structural damage, which means that I can actually tilt it like this, and that's still standing on the stand, but now it's tilted going flat. Or if the X-Wing was going down into an attack sort of mode, you can put it so that it's pretty much touching the ground there. So I am super happy with how this stand has turned out. It's really fantastic for posability, and I'm definitely looking forward to having this custom X-Wing with custom stand on my desk in the future. So there we go guys, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I know it is a bit of a different video to usual, but I just wanted to show off this custom X-Wing, custom stand, and I hope you can maybe do something like this to add to your collection. Please don't forget to like the video, go down, give it a thumbs up, and smash that subscribe button. Please share the video, share it to your grandma, share it to your brother, to your sister, to your mom, your dad, anybody, just so that we can get word out about the channel, so we can finally get to 50 subscribers and do the drop test, and eventually 100 subscribers, and I can do a giveaway to one of you guys. That's all for today. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.